Alright guys, this is gonna be my video to show you how to uh, troubleshoot or go through the steps of getting your Mercedes Benz Becker two-piece stereo to work. So this is a 1992 Mercedes 300e. Bought it used, and I like the stock Mercedes Benz or Becker radio, but it wasn't working. When I turned it on, it was giving me an E2 error. So put the battery in, ask for a code, I put in the code, and then I started getting this E2 error. And it looks something like this. You turn on the power, it stays on for a couple of seconds, or nothing happens for about 8-9 seconds, and then you will get an E2 flashing. That is the E2. So just get rid of this buzzer. So what I did like everybody else, tried to bench it, tried to reset it. I followed all the easy steps of disconnecting, connecting, reconnecting, get it to reset, enter the code one more time. For me to learn that an E2 code in this type of model means an error in communication between this head unit and the amplifier in the back. So again, an E2 error means a problem of communication between the stereo at the front, the head unit, and this amplifier system in the back. This is a 92. Yours might look different. Anyway, so this is an amplifier. All the wiring comes from the front, plugs into this amplifier. And there are these two, I think they're toners. I think that's what they are. But anyways, so that is where the problem is. Communication between the head unit and this amplifier in the back. That's what an E2 is. And starting there, I start troubleshooting. First thing was to take this radio out of place, or disassemble this head unit. There's a video by a guy on how to take it off, but it's simple. There are two screws in there inside the ashtray that you have to come off, which you cannot access till you take the ashtray out. So this comes off by pushing on that, tap to the side. This comes off. You have two screws, they come off. You shift it into neutral, and then there are two clips. Be careful not to break them. There are two clips down here. You push down on those clips, one on the side and one on this side. Push down on them and push the unit from the back. Do not pull on the faceplate. You will break it. Almost did. So I just took the side off, put my hand back there, used two screwdrivers to push the tabs down. It came out. And the first thing I did was check this unit in the back, check the fuse. The fuse is working, checked all the connections, everything is fine. So second step is to check the fuse in the back. There's a fuse here that could be a 5, that fuse there, or on other units like this one is a 7.5. So this fuse, check the fuse. 3, all right, so if it's not a fuse, you check that you have 12 volts coming into this wire. Red is 12 volt, and that is a ground. So using a voltmeter, make sure you have 12 volts coming right down here. How to use a voltmeter, that's a different issue. It's simple. Just plug in each electrode into one of each. It doesn't matter which goes where, as long as you're getting either a plus 12 or a negative 12. Depends on your polarity. But anyway, as long as you're getting 12 volt out of this, which plugs here, then that means you have power coming here. So that is your second step. So first step, fuses front and back. And I know checking the fuses behind the radio is irrelevant, but just check it out regardless. 2, check this fuse in the back, change it, put a new one in. 3, check all the connections are plugged in. 4, check that you have 12 volts here and that the ground is working. So you check these two together, which will test both your ground and your 12 volt. If till here everything checks out okay, then you have one of two problems. Either you need a new amplifier, and that's what I thought I had to do. So luckily, I managed to get this unit, and I got it, and I put it in there, and I replugged everything in. I'm still getting the E2 error. So I knew right away it's not my amplifier. So the most common problem that comes after this, if your amplifier is working, and how would you know that? I don't know how you know that. Just by checking 2, assuming this one was functioning, I knew that it was not the amplifier. So the last thing that's left is this stupid cable. This 8-pin cable must be the problem, because again, it's an E2 error. It's a communication between the head unit and the amplifier. So far we ruled out almost everything. We're assuming the amplifier is good. I bought it, I wasn't sure if it was working. So it was this stupid bus cable, BUS cable, 8-pin or 8-DIN, but it's an 8-pin. And have a look at it. They're rare nowadays. So online on eBay, and I ordered this 8-pin, a brand new. There is the gray one, you see it in the back. That's the old one. And now, once I plug in my 8-pin here, all right, come on, there. 8-pin plugged in. And to test it, I haven't ran it through, rerouted it where it should go. And I take the other end of this 8-pin. By the way, I bought a 20 foot. I wanted to have extra because I'm not sure how I'm gonna route it. And once I plug the new one, this is the old one, this is the new one, and there. So I'm all plugged in. New black wire in, 8-pin, fuse, power, all check, all plugged in. Those two toners plugged in. Now let's test. Okay. Buzzer. And right away. There. All right. There we go now. So, in my case, I troubleshooted as outlined, followed the instructions on the bulletin on how to fix those, or not fix, but troubleshoot those Mercedes Becker 2 units. That's what I got. It's a 92 300E Mercedes with the Mercedes Benz Becker 2 unit, and a 2 unit means you have the head unit back here and up front here, and in the back in the trunk right side you've got the amplifier and the toners. I went through the steps as outlined earlier, from checking fuses to ensuring there is a proper 12 volt proper ground using a voltmeter. I checked that. I knew that it wasn't the case. I even ran new grounds, all that, but there was no need once you got 12 volts on the brown and red. Fuses are checked. I said, well, it must be in the amplifier. I bought a used amplifier, assuming it was working. I honestly wasn't sure. But when that did not work either, it was simply this cable, the 8-pin. I bought it off eBay for $29 Canadian, 30 shipped, and I bought the 20 volt one. I bought it, sorry, not off eBay. I earlier said eBay, it was Amazon. I bought it on Amazon. And now I'm just gonna button everything up, and I am no longer bored when I'm driving this this beauty. All right, guys, I'm hoping this have helped someone. Any questions, send me a message or in the comment section. All right, thanks.